Hi, how was your day today? Did anybody come or call? Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. I think this is one of the craziest ideas I've had yet. Can 3 old women drive to the Arctic and make it in one piece? You're about to find out. Thanks for watching. Let's have a look. Leaving Fairbanks and driving Route 2 north on a rainy day. The Dalton Highway is our official beginning to this journey. It connects Livengood and Dead Horse. It's also known as the Hall Road, and as you can see, it's mostly gravel and unpaved. It stretches for over 400 miles and was originally built for the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. We stopped for the first night at the 5-mile campground. It's about 60 miles into the Dalton Highway, and it's managed by the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM. And while it is technically free to stay here, you'll pay with your blood because the mosquitoes here were so bad we couldn't even sit outside to eat our dinner that night. And do take note of all these puddles. It's been raining and raining, and that's going to play into what happens tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Some people consider the crow to be an omen of bad luck. I'm not superstitious, but I'll let you be the judge. Here we are at Finger Mountain. So, there's the sign. So gorgeous. It's hard to see, but way over there, there's the finger. There's the finger. Hello. Look at these incredible mushrooms. I thought these only existed in comics, but they're real. Amazing.
They slowed down and I think I'm carrying baby. Come on, Ted man.
You're doing good, Teddy. Keep it up, honey. We got back on the road, and it wasn't long until... Oh, she's buried good.
I want to wait 15 minutes to see if a trucker comes by and can help me out. Somebody who can actually pull me.
Judy was on to something. It wasn't long until not one, not two, not even 3 folks stopped to help us, but over half a dozen vehicles stopped to give us a lending hand. This is how the few who stayed were able to do it. Another good Samaritan has stopped to help. Check out his rig. All right, this is the moment of truth. We've got the gentleman in the front. He's going to pull. We got Judy in her rig in neutral. We've got this nice gentleman in the back who's going to just make sure that we don't slide any further in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. Epic! You're heroes! Remember this morning when we started the day with a crow? In some cultures, the crow is actually considered to be a symbol of divine guidance in others. And as it would turn out to be in our case, the two gentlemen on the left had all the tools we needed to get Judy pulled out of the ditch. And the gentleman on the right actually is an employee at the Tulik Field Station, which is a part of the University of Alaska's observation station in the Arctic. And he had just the right skill set to get the job done. She's just that tired, just got down in that ditch, and the Dalton highway is unforgiving. It just sucked her right in. Oh my goodness, thank goodness she didn't topple over, because it is so steep. I don't even think you can see, but so lucky she didn't topple over there. All right. We're halfway there. We made it to the Arctic Circle after digging Judy out. And hopefully tomorrow we'll make it to the Arctic itself. Hilarious. This squirrel is just hanging out with the people taking their pictures. Look at that. Our next stop was Coldfoot, Alaska. We visited the Arctic Interagency Visitor Center, which I highly recommend. And then went across the highway to the Frozen Foot Saloon. We filled our bellies with corned beef, greens, and corn fritter casserole. Ouch, that hurts. And we filled our tanks. We didn't have much choice in the matter. This is the only stop there is. You gotta fill your tank here or risk running out. That night we stayed at the Galbraith Campground, which is another BLM managed campground. And at last, we were here. Dead Horse. And despite it being sort of macabre sounding, it's actually named for the Dead Horse Haulers Company. My very first look at the Arctic Ocean. It's important to note that you cannot actually access the Arctic Ocean. It is all private property, so you have to book what they call a shuttle. We booked ours through this company, and it was $89 per person. This is Jack, our epic shuttle guide.
The truth is they survived the winters here under the most extreme hibernation. Their heart gets down to beating like once or twice a minute. Their body temperature is barely above freezing, and then they wake up every 3 weeks to move around just a little bit in their sleep, just so they don't freeze to death, and break out of that comatose. And they also the males go through puberty every single spring. So it's kind of tough, kind of hard for them. And that's just one of those absurd things that you'll find up here in Dead Horse, like all the plant life has gone to extreme lengths. All of the regional corporations and most of the village corporations were created in the 1971 Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act, which was a direct response to the oil discovery here in the Prudhoe Bay area. Native Alaskans were promised a land allotment when Alaska gained statehood in 1959, but it didn't happen until the U.S. government realized there was an immediate need for domestic oil, and Native Alaskans had unified in lobbying against the oil companies. The rest of it became Alaska's history, and the Prudhoe Bay oil field really started to be constructed and take off, reaching a peak in 1988. 1988, there was 2 million barrels of oil per day flowing to Valdez. It accounted for 10% of the domestic oil supply. Now today, the pipeline is old. The facilities that feed the pipeline are old. Cost of production is up. So we supply 3 to 4% of the domestic oil supply and are producing about 420,000 barrels per day as of 2024. It might be going up right now as we speak in 2025. Still a huge chunk of Alaska's economy is dependent on oil or is, oil adjacent. So we're going to go up the beach here, up the sandy beach. There's a nice big piece of driftwood out there. We can sit down and take our shoes off. But I encourage everybody just to go and get in the water. Don't lollygag too long, because the longer you stay out of the water, the more intimidating it gets. It's just how it is.
What's the temperature?
It's like a
Temperature of the water, it's probably close to that air temperature, probably maybe a little bit less. 38, 39, maybe 40. Don't have a thermometer. All I can do is guess, and
the water temp.
it's a little bit hard to guess because, we have different currents that come in. Our wind's out of the west still today. So.
This is it. We've reached the Arctic.
There's Jack, our tour guide, out there floating in the Arctic. Ay, it is cold.
I did it, guys. I'm officially a member of the Polar Bear Club. Oh, my toes are.
Cotton grass is the first flower to bloom in the spring, and that's what prompts the caribou to migrate. Actually, it's very rich in protein. The buds are rich in protein, and the caribou crave that after just barely surviving the winter. These guys are both bulls, and bulls straggle behind the rest of the herd because they don't need protection of the herd as much. Yep, they've got pretty nice racks there. They'll lose the velvet on that rack here in the next couple weeks, and to me it always seems like it's a very irritating process to lose velvet. They'll drop their antlers in like November, December. They rut in October. Yeah. Yep, there we go. That's another swan, and there should be cygnets over there. I don't know that we can see them, but there should be some cygnets.
Our wonderful afternoon at the Arctic had ended, and while there aren't traditional restaurants in Dead Horse, there are hotels that serve the oil-filled employees, which are open to the public. Jack had recommended this one, and it was absolutely phenomenal. As he says, the oil fields run on their bellies, and it's important to keep the employees fueled and happy. This was a surf and turf buffet, and please believe me when I tell you, it was one of the best steaks I have ever had. Only one more thing to do before we leave town. Fill up again. And just as we were ready to leave town, this happened. Wow, talk about the icing on the cake. Just breathtaking, amazing. It doesn't get any better. Leaving Dead Horse was bittersweet. It was everything I had hoped for, and so much more. I had to remind myself that being here in August is quite different than being here in January. And so we headed out along the Alaska pipeline, headed south, back towards, well, who knows where we'll go next. But stay tuned to find out. I'm so glad you visited with us today. You matter, and don't ever forget it. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.